System Philosophy, Part 16, Introduction to Counter. For those people who doesn't know the concept of counter is that counter is a very traditional logic paradox, and it have a wide amount of applications in where you use it. Counter is not something necessarily new. However, it's very important because it can be deepened such that its application becomes so much greater. Basically, what I mean is the counter logic is very basic. It's very simple. However, you need to master it in order to become to really use it to your advantage. Because most of the people believe counter logic is not really a huge ideology. However, it is. It is one of the biggest conceptual ideology there is. Okay, so you might wonder, what the hell is a counter? Counter is an ideology of opposite or opposing, basically countering whatever that is given to you. For example, if someone say, Harvard, there's no way that you can go against value system. Value system is a system philosophy, right? There's no way to counter a system philosophy. However, counter can. Counter is the only way to counter system philosophy. How it works is, there are rules in system philosophy. In value system, such that if you apply counter, you can go against every single rule but at the same time within the rule. It's like someone say, because value system is a system philosophy of human action. Countering is part of human action. So counter itself is included within value system. However, counter itself, it counters value system. I don't know is there any other way to describe this? It's like if you are using counter, it is within the definition of value system, so it doesn't necessarily counter it. However, by applying counter to value system, you will have the exact opposite effect of value system, and you'll be outside the system of value system without being in the outside of value system. Maybe I should come up with an example. Give me a sec. Yeah, I guess it's really hard to come up with an example that is not complex, that doesn't have complexity that you have yet learned. So yeah, there won't be an example. So you might ask, how is it used? Well, let me give you an example. How is it used? For example, if someone, that is used to counter certain things. For example, if someone said, Harvard, I believe you love money more than your family. Well, that's obviously not the case. Even though that might be the case, I can apply counter to it, such that I apply value to keeping the counter alive, such that I have the strength to really do something I'm otherwise impossible to achieve. This is really difficult. For example, if you love your dog, for example, you don't have the value to kill it. But however, if you decide to put a counter to it, then you will gain action to actually kill a dog, because it's a counter. That's how counter works. Counter is something that allows you to do something that is otherwise impossible with your current values. You might say, this is kind of crazy. What the fuck? Like, if I don't want to kill someone, like, I will apply counter to it and force myself and actually allow myself to kill this person. Yeah, that's what counter is. To do something that is otherwise impossible to do, if you don't have a significant amount of logic reasoning. So that's what counter does. However, counter is not used for killing. It's not used for do anything bad. You know, counter is an ideology, just to help you stay on task. Look, there are a lot of usage application to counter. For example, for me, I use counter every day, such that I understand myself more, such that, you know, I look at different values that is opposite of me, for you know, for building a perfect self. Counter is a really complex ideology, such that in future applications you can use counter to bring in values that and execute action that is otherwise blocked away if you don't have this logic. You might ask, you know, this is really anti-human. You know, why would you go against? Like, why would you apply a counter to this? Because I'm a philosophy researcher. I have to occasionally apply counter to things that I feel. For example, I use counter to fight off life influence, you know, because I dedicate my life to philosophy. Sometimes when there are things, family, friends, you know, influences me, I apply counter to it, such that I can escape from these type of responsibilities. It helps you stay on task, you know, because sometimes in life you will get oppressed. How do you get out? Simply apply a counter. To apply a counter, you must have to believe in the counter. You must have a building ideology such that you will follow up with your counter. Because some people doesn't, you know, this is rather complex. This is something that you have to rather look into. Counter. Counter is doing exact opposite of something. Instantly. Yeah, it's pretty instant. It makes your life more dynamic. At the same time, but you have to use it to your tactical advantage. That's why this is the introduction, because there are so many concepts with counter. You can't just use it randomly, you know? If you use it randomly, you're gonna become retarded, mentally unstable. So you have to use it to your advantage. You have to know when you are gonna use it, for what kind of advantage, what do you gain from using it. All these things, you have to think about it over and over and over. So I wouldn't. So this is an introduction. I want you to think about it. This is an introduction to counter. You really have to, you know, think about it. Why is it used? Why is it important? Why is counter? You know, think about what possibilities counters can provide to you and your life. Right? All right. This concludes this topic.